What's up, everybody? Jeff Hershey here. As we kick off just a minute or so past the top of the hour, had to get GoToWebinar to talk for about 2 minutes. Let me know that we were on. So I've got a really exciting demonstration and call for you guys today. Something that's going to fit perfectly into each and every one of your daily lives. It's something that we've been playing around and perfecting over the last several weeks, based on what we've been doing for the last several months in the business, and I'm really excited to share this with you as we get going. So as we kick off the top of the hour, give me a 1 or a yes. Let me know where you guys are tuning in from, because I know you got normal stragglers and stuff that get in, and I want to get too far into this demo because we're going to get right into it really quickly today. Other things, I want to know how many of you are prospecting every single day for your business. Just give me a yes or a no in the chat if you are prospecting for yourself and your agency every single day. I got a yes, I got a no for an N. So now I know you guys can hear me and see me, all that great stuff. I got no. Couple other no's coming in. A yes just came in. Would guess most are not, said Martin. Yeah. Exactly. Would it be cool if I showed you a way? Kip says not every day. Would it be really cool if I showed you guys a way that just in your day-to-day life that you could spend just 3, 5, 10 minutes in your normal day-to-day activity and you can be prospecting as well? Would that be cool? Something to make it like really simple, really easy. You don't need to go log into a bunch of stuff. And it just starts the outreach process. Because I think for a lot of you, and myself included, when I'm doing the agency side of the work in the business, to stop, as I said, super cool, just to stop and go through, and you've got tabs, and you're like, all right, well, what do I say, and let's go find and start the outreach. Or you're just doing blast marketing, mass marketing, grabbing the data, and then just like spray and pray, right? That seems like for a lot of the folks that I talk to, that we go through the process of like coaching agencies, walking through the process of how we're doing it, and teaching some folks. It seems like a lot of those individuals that I talk to are living in that stagnant, stalled out period when it comes to prospecting for your business. So what I've done is I've taken what we do in our day-to-day operation, and I've really simplified it and made it super simple and super easy for each and every one of you that are on here, that will be watching this on the replay, that are going through. I've set this up so that you can do this basically at any point of your day. Make it quick, easy. If you're like, oh, I got 3 free minutes, so you can click a couple buttons, you can be prospecting. You can be doing outreach. You can be talking to business owners from there. Mark says he's got an audio issue. I'm probably sure it's just Mark because you guys are responding to me, so I'm assuming that's on Mark's side from there. But let me go ahead, and I'm going to pull up the slide here that I've got, and then let me pull back up GoToWebinar. Audio is primo, cool. Kip says link. Kip, I haven't even gotten to tell you what it is yet, or I should show you. Kip's I love you, Kip, and I know you're serious too. So here's what I'm going to do: is I'm going to walk you guys through what we've done, what we've built, how you can do this into your day-to-day. Here's a really cool part: is if you're part of my community, if you're a Wingman Pass member and you're watching this live or during the replay of this promotion period, I'm going to offer something that I do maybe once a year now, maybe twice a year, but I don't recall the last time I did a lifetime deal. You're going to get access to something I haven't shown my screen yet, Lloyd. You're going to get access to, I know you guys don't want to see me, you want to see the screen. I'm going to give you access to something that is a lifetime deal, to something that's going to be affordable and really special for each and every one of you. Okay. Which is going to be cool. All right, so let me go ahead. I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to turn my camera off as we go, because you guys don't want to see me. You want to see what we're doing here, and then we're going to hop in. So, all right, just a couple minutes in. Well, let me just tell Mark that he needs to try logging off and back on. Okay, cool. All right. So just tell Mark he can't see. So you guys should be able to see my screen, and we're getting going here. Cool. All right. So this is going to be not an hour and a half, 2-hour call today. Okay. Actually, we'll probably spend a little bit of time showing you me live prospecting and going through, because I want to show you guys the potential of this. But this isn't going to be some big, long, here's the problem, here's what you need to do, here's like the pain point, right? Look, you need to be prospecting for your agency and for your business. If you're not, how are you expecting yourself to grow? Okay. You can buy data. You can go use our other lead softwares. You can create funnels and set everything up. Like, I have that in place. We're dialing right now. We're doing cold email right now while I'm on this call. But guess what? I'm not doing any of that, right? I'm in my business. I'm running the business from the top. Okay. But when I'm running the agency side, and there is outreach that I need to be doing for some of our higher end type clients and things like that. Cool, Sebastian, I got your Slack, so thank you. These are things that, like, you need to build into your daily habit patterns. And think of it like, restarting, a health kick, or, the right diet, or, there's something that you want to do to get better. So you want to start practicing a sport, whatever. Small steps, right? Make it part of your routine, right? You adjust. You don't just do cold turkey and you go for it. You basically need to be building something into your day-to-day process that's always in front of you. That's going to be the key here, is that it is always available to you. It is always in front of you. And when you're just like, aha, now you can start 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes of prospecting, and then put people into a pipeline, right? And the cool part is you're going to know everything about the business as they get in. Okay. Here's what we're talking about today as we get going. We're talking about how to find high quality local businesses without wasting hours each day prospecting. That's what we're going to talk about. Now, as part of this, I'm also going to show you how to identify what is a good niche and what is not a good niche, right? So I've got a couple that we already wrote down. I'm going to take some examples from you guys as well. I'm going to show you some of that are super competitive, or ones that are easy for you to get yourself into. And, we all talk about, like, oh yeah, you need to go after home services, or hey, you need to go after this type of company, or, oh, we work with restaurants. Okay. Well, guess what? The tool that you're going to see today is always on. It's always going to be right there in front of you. And then you can find out real quick if that niche in this area that you're currently in, or that you're searching in, is even worth it to you. And then go find those high quality prospects. If that's something that is interesting to you guys on the call, and you want me to go a little bit deeper into this today and really show you what we're doing, put a yes in the chat for me. I'm going to take a sip of water. Then once I know that we're good to go, we're going to roll in with this. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, cool. Hey, a lot of common names in here too. We got a hell yeah, got a yes, got a yes, got a yes. Okay. Sebastian, who's on this call on my team, built this for me, because we're actually going to integrate it with our other team as well. But this is really for the agency operators. Okay. This is for each and every one of you that has less than 10 to 25 clients, because this is how you're going to start outreach in your day-to-day life. Okay. It's very simple. It is very, very powerful from there. Okay. The real problem isn't that you have a lead problem. Okay. Like, I can provide you 10,000 leads every single day. As a matter of fact, we pull in 4,000 every single day for our team. The real problem for a lot of small agencies that are just starting out, that are trying to get their first couple clients, or maybe you have 0 clients and you're not sure how to, like, really go out there and identify who you should be working with. Okay. right? Most of you know where the agencies are. You just go to Google Maps, right? And find the businesses. And we're going to use Google Maps today as the example. It's my primary source. But the problem is like everything that happens after you potentially find one from there. So a lot of us are taught like, hey, go to Google Maps. And then you start doing your research on the business, right? You're opening up a bunch of more tabs. You're trying to like update things. You're putting them in a CRM. You're making notes. And then maybe you're doing research on one lead for like 10 minutes. Okay. That 10 minutes is gone. Okay. And now you're like, oh, my lunch break's over, or, oh, my wife's calling me, or my husband's calling me. Right. You multiply that by every prospect in your pipeline. Like, how many conversations are you really not having each week? Okay. Think about that. Like, how many conversations are you missing because you're not efficient with your time and you don't have a simple workflow in place from there? Look, prospecting isn't hard. Context switching is. What do I mean by that? If you look at the screen, right? That's like me with my coffee spilling over and my laptop probably at my kitchen sink. Every tab that you open, okay, every interruption delays the conversations, and you're losing opportunities and you're losing deals because you're not having those conversations, because you get going, maybe you do 2 or 3, right? And then you're like, oh man, 20 minutes have gone by, 30 minutes have gone by. And I'm like, all right, so hopefully this guy replies to me. And you don't go any further than that. Now, this is the question that I asked myself. Okay. This is built for me, and it's something that I'm using. It's on my browser. We've gotten through like 20 different iterations of this, but it got to the point where I think not only is it going to benefit me, but it's going to benefit each and every one of you. Like, what if prospecting happened while I was already browsing, right? How many of you have a couple tabs open on your computer browser right now? Some of you probably are scared to admit that you have 80 open, right? Or 20 tabs because you're trying to do the research of the business. You're going through and you're setting everything up. Okay. But what if like one little workflow that sat on your browser right in front of you the entire time was already there and able to do it? Somebody said I have about 150. Yeah. Anytime I have more than like 6 tabs open, and by the way, I've got 3 computer screens. It freaks me out. Somebody said too many open, right? That's because you're probably looking, you're doing, you're not closing. I'm not going to talk about browser efficiency or anything like that today. That's up to you, but I'm going to make it easier for you to have conversations with business owners. Okay. What I'm going to show you today is not another tool, because you guys don't need more tools. What you need is a force multiplier. Okay. A prospecting workflow that follows you around while you're browsing. It's going to have one place to find, qualify, understand, reach out, and organize potential leads and prospects without having to switch tools from there. Yeah, Anna, people are, yes, Anna, they are replying in here, and yeah, we can get to that here in just a little bit. Okay. So here's what you need to do to prospect. You've got to find businesses, right? Well, while you're browsing, why not be locating prospects? Okay. And then qualify them and get a little bit of understanding. Okay. So you can assess the fit and the potential for a niche, and you can capture context and their pain points by understanding them without ever deciding which ones you're going to reach out to. Okay. You select the ones that you feel are the right fit for you. You reach out. Now, there's a huge issue with reach out that I'll solve here in a little bit for you, for each and every one of you, because it's like, oh, cool. I'm going to reach out. But the brain power it takes to write a custom message for each and every one of these that's personalized to them could take you minutes, or you just now move on. And then once you do it, well, how do you keep it organized? How do you know if you contacted? How do you know you set up? Like, what if you want to take this list and export it out to your CRM, right? And let it go from there. Okay. This is an obsession that drove months of internal rebuilding from us from scratch. Okay. Like, you guys know, if you've been following me, you've seen, like, I've introduced you to some of the members on my team and things like that. That's what they've helped me build and create. So I'm going to introduce you today to my personal lead scout tool. Okay. It's a prospecting workflow that we built, actually, not even for ourselves, for me personally. And I'm going to make it available to everybody, to you. It's going to help you understand businesses after you discover them, help you organize them. And then I think the key part here is create personalized conversations. And we do it all from one simple workflow right inside my Chrome browser. Okay. You'll have the ability to find businesses anywhere in just a few minutes, right? We can search by industry, city, and state. We'll do a couple in the US, a couple, one or two outside the US as well from there. Or you can scout Google Maps on pages you're already viewing. What if you're looking for directions to your dentist, or you need to talk to your CPA, or I have to update because I moved to California, my family trust. So I need to look for a specific attorney and a CPA, things like that. Okay. Well, while I'm doing my day-to-day work, I can just have the tool find me prospects as well. Cool. Martin said, ready for the buy link whenever you are. Martin, I haven't even shown you. Maybe it doesn't work, right? It does work, but like you guys get the point. Okay. You guys know all our stuff works. That was a joke. So we have manual way of finding businesses. So you can search by any industry, any location globally. Now, the secret with the manual scout here is you'll be able to identify the niche very, very quickly if it's a quality niche for you or not. I can give you a top 25 list. Every other agency marketer out there is going to tell you these are the top niches. Well, guess what? I was doing some research. I'm going to show you HVAC. I'm going to show you why that is not a good niche to go after, even though everybody's telling you if you're a new agency, okay? Because our force multiplier is going to reveal some insights to you that maybe you weren't even aware of. If I'm searching on Google Maps, I can just do a page scout right there. And the reason why we call this lead scout is, think of it like, I know obviously me being previous military, you send scouts out, right? We even did it with aircraft, okay? You send a scout out and it finds all the targets, or back in the days, World War I, World War II, like there's always the scouts that go out and they do all the easy prospecting. They find the best spots. They find the places we don't go. You want to find where the enemy is, all that stuff, right? But you want to find where your potential leads are from there. What are the hot topics right now? AI for small businesses, okay? Well, we're going to provide an AI visibility score, and we're going to tell you why the AI visibility score, and we're going to instantly rank them and show them by opportunity and priority as well. And then reveal to you the opportunities. We're going to detect the opportunities that you have as an agency. Okay. There are some foot in the door products and services that each and every one of us have, right? Well, find the ones that fit your specific agency, your service offering in your niche that you want to research, and you're going to know everything about those businesses in that niche in just a few clicks from there. We'll help you identify which businesses actually need help, because we're going to score every business based on their AI visibility and the opportunity from there. Okay. So you never waste time chasing the wrong prospects. So we kind of go from cool to hot. So it's a little bit different than the traffic light, because you want to look for the red. These are the folks that are stop and pay attention to this lead, because this is a lead that needs your help and they potentially are open to that conversation. We'll identify the warm opportunities, good potential. These are the ones worth nurturing, or the cooler ones, right? So I started doing HVA research and I'm like, man, if we look at all these businesses, yeah, I have an opportunity to reach out, but this might not be the niche that if I was brand new, I would go after, because we all want easy wins. You want the easy win to get your foot in the door. You want your easy win to have the conversation to get your first couple clients. So how do I do that? I start with a manual scout, okay? I can find businesses anywhere in the world. All I have to do is choose the industry and the location. It does the research in just seconds. It brings me back 10 to 20 results quickly, because that's all you really need to get started, okay? It'll rank it by opportunity, who's ready for your outreach, and finding the business is only the first step, okay? We're going to identify them. I do a lot of Google Maps research, okay? You don't want to go out there and just keep searching and searching and searching. Okay. With Page Scout, I'm not opening multiple tabs and going through all these businesses. It does it for you. Take the page that you're already viewing, find the list of qualified leads, and we're going to analyze. We don't have to copy paste. There's no spreadsheets. There's no moving tabs. Everything's already set up for you. This will work in any niche, and it will work directly inside your Chrome browser. It'll identify where to spend your time. Okay. Like I said a little bit earlier, I think this is where a lot of agencies fail, is they're not sure exactly where to spend their time. Every business isn't worth chasing. The opportunity score that we're going to give you is going to tell you who deserves your attention first. So what does that allow you to do? Allows you to give laser focused where conversations can actually become clients from here. Okay, Dan, I'll get to that in the Q&A later on from there. Okay, so actually I'll mark you for a question, Dan. How do I add that? Add a tag for follow-up. Okay, cool. So Dan, I'll get you in a little bit because it is a big difference. You'll see it once I show it to you, okay? Your higher opportunities. Maybe they got missing visibility, weak reviews, clear gaps to close, okay? Medium, they're doing okay. They're trying, right? But there's going to be some meaningful gaps. And then the lower opportunities, they're good. They're kind of greenlit, right? So I'm not necessarily going to reach out to too many of those. I may give it a shot, but it may not be worth my time from there. So the red light means stop and pay attention to this business. The green means keep going for you, okay? Now, this is where having people calling 500 plus businesses a day, us doing outreach, has really told me how I have to tailor my conversations and how I have to tailor my initial outreach. Because you guys know that we have a whole team that does this for Reviewly, and we're doing outreach every single day. Well, with our AI radar scan, this replaces the tabs, the manual research, and it's going to give you a complete picture of any business before you ever reach out. It's going to show us our review opportunities. It's going to give us an AI visibility score. It's going to give us our trust signals. It's going to show what's out there. It's going to show some website. In fact, you'll have the opportunity to see if they're even using review tools to display or to collect reviews. And it's going to show them how they compete against everybody else inside of their industry. Once you identify those businesses, here's where, even if you found 4 or 5 or 10 businesses, a lot of agencies don't know what to do next. You might copy and paste the same script to a couple of different ones from there, okay? But what Lead Scout is going to do, it's going to create a personalized outreach based on actual businesses that you want to contact, not something generic. So when you show up in their inbox or in their DMs, or you call them or send them a text message, you're going to sound human, you're going to be relevant, and you can start real conversations from there. One prospect with the ability to reach out in every single channel, okay? Now, there's no one size fits all outreach, okay? You're gonna have flexibility and you're gonna see where you can potentially reach out to all these businesses. We already have email and Gmail integration already built in. So imagine with just a couple clicks of a button, you can just basically find the business, write your outreach, and send them an email in 3 to 5 clicks from there. You'll never miss the right entry point, because we'll also go find, if they have them posted, their social channels as well. I'm going to show you an example of that, plus phone and SMS. And if they don't have an email listed on their site, you actually have the ability to do contact form submission as well. So you have every potential channel to that prospect available to you that you can do and never lose that prospect again. So it's all about pipeline management, but it has to be simple, it has to be fast, it has to be organized, so that when you have them in your pipeline, you can update them and sort them accordingly from there, and then export them or start the conversations, pick up the phone and call. You also won't know, what do I have to talk about? You're not gonna have to wonder, because you're now gonna know exactly what to talk about when you're reaching out to those businesses. Most agencies, they pitch, okay? Lead Scout's gonna help you diagnose It's going to show you how they rate against their competitors. And now your sales conversations become dramatically easier. You'll know their reviews and ratings. You'll have competitive radar, your AI visibility score, and some trust signals as well. So you're going to be able to go from discovery to kicking off a conversation in just a few minutes. It's a simple process where you'll scout, analyze, pick your favorites. Then when you're done, move to the outreach and put them in your pipeline. Every step feeds the next. No dead ends. You're not wasting effort just sending emails and reaching out to businesses that aren't going to care. It's just a clean path forward to finding businesses to help you close a deal from there. How many of you guys want to see this live and in person? If you do, put demo in the chat. I'm going to take another sip of water. And then after that, if you guys want to see the demo, we're going to go ahead and I will walk you through it. Cool. All right. A lot of you guys want to see demo, please. All right. I know you guys do. So that just gives me a chance to actually drink some water. All right. So I want to introduce you to Lead Scout. It is always on, and it is always on in your browser. Okay. We built this for ourselves. It's for our tool. As we go through that, I want to walk you through the process. It's very simple. It's very easy to use. You actually don't even need training on it, although there is like a 10-minute training on how to use it. It is a Chrome extension. Okay, so you need to use Chrome browser. It took me a long time to move to Chrome, but I've seen the power of it, and now I've for the last couple of years I've been using it. So let's pick a niche that's out there. So let's do this. Go ahead and give me a niche, and give me a town, and then what I'll do is I'll actually put a couple in there. Okay. Sebastian, I didn't use a new one, so I don't have to adjust the settings, and the settings are in the training, so don't worry about that, but thank you from there. Okay, so I got HVAC, Chandler, roofers, Austin, painting, Atlanta. Yeah, don't worry about it, Sebastian, I see all the comments. So let's just do HVAC, Chandler, AZ. Okay, so I used to live like 20-30 minutes from there. So let's go ahead and let's scout, and it's going to go out there and it's going to go start looking for businesses on Google Maps. So right here, maybe you're waiting for somebody on a call, or you're going through and you are, just browser open, your email's open, you're doing something. This tray can always stay open for you. And it will also remind you, hey, I got a few minutes. If you got 1 or 2 minutes, you saw it took me about 10 to 15 seconds. I found 13 businesses and 0 of them are hot, right? I can sort by who has the most reviews, the least reviews. I can favorite. So I just favorited this guy from there. And if you want to know a little bit about that legend, it's already in there, but we're just going to go through and show you all of that in a little bit. Okay. So what I can now do for this business, I know it's a little bit smaller on my screen. I don't have a way to really zoom in on this. So when you guys have it, you'll see how powerful this really is. But I can now run an AI scan for this business. It gives me an AI visibility score, tells me about the business, explaining what AI visibility is for you. They do not have a review tool detected. You can turn that on or off in the settings. They have pretty good visibility overall, 74 reviews, but they're still below the local leaders, right? Now, with this, green means just keep going, right? As we go. Mark, it's not that expensive, don't worry. So go in, and now you can scroll through. Look at this. A lot of these businesses, several hundred reviews. I had one the other day, 35,000 reviews. That's probably not a business that I want to reach out to. This is probably not a search that I'm going to spend too much time in, right? So maybe I'd go after a couple of days, a couple different locations from there. So this is how you can pre-qualify a niche from there. But let's do one international. So let's do, somebody just typed in locksmith. Let's do Manchester, UK. Okay. I have a lot of locksmith clients. I've got one guy that's with me for like 3+ years. Let's scout and let's go find some locksmiths in Manchester, UK. So it takes about, I don't know, 10 to 30 seconds to go through and pull. And then once it's done, it's going to go ahead and give me my results. And then look at this. Do you guys think that if I were to give you two niches to go after, HVAC or locksmith, which one of these two is a hotter one that I need to stop and pay attention to? If you think it's locksmith, put in locksmith. If you think it's HVAC, put in HVAC. Which one of these two niches that we just went over do you think? Yeah, everybody's typing locksmith, right? Got like 50 locksmiths right now. Cool. All right. Right. So Manchester Lock and Key Masters. Okay. So let's go ahead and favorite this guy. He has 18 reviews. He's below local leaders. 4.2. You need some room to improve. He doesn't even have a website on the Google profile from there. Lloyd says it depends, but in this case, right now, of the two I just showed you, I have a hot lead sitting here. I've also got some warm ones, right? This guy's got one review from here. Locksmith, Manchester Limited. He's got 0 reviews. Do you guys think that these are businesses that you could potentially reach out to? I'm gonna save this one as well. Okay, so I favorited 2 of these, and they're gonna go into my pipeline, which I'll show you guys here in just a little bit. Okay, so there we go. We just found probably a pretty good niche. Okay, that's the manual scout. You can go through and you can basically go in and you can go do a manual search for any niche in any area. Okay, anywhere in the world. Now let's look at our page scout. So I'd done this previously. We're going to scout this. I looked for pool service near Cave Creek, Arizona. That's where I used to live, out here. And as you can see, it's going out there, it's pulling and it's enriching all the data, the top 12 leads that are in this area right now. And I could use this and I can go out there and I can do each town. I can set this up. See, I've got a couple of warm leads and a couple of cooler leads from here, right? So I can now go out. I can identify these. I can put them into my pipeline just by clicking the star. I click on AI scan. I can learn a little bit about this business while I'm sitting here, while I'm browsing, while I'm going through. Okay, maybe my wife wants to go to a Mexican restaurant. I can do that as well. And I can identify those businesses that I want to do my outreach to from there. So let's say that I want to do some outreach. Okay, so let's go ahead and I'm going to do outreach. Now I can do it from my search, right? So maybe I've put in my pipeline or I haven't, but I want to just go through and I want to do a little bit of outreach. I can do it from my search. Of all the businesses that we found, it shows me their number of reviews, the overall score, and I can go in, I can select the ones that I want. This is where a lot of you fall short. You're not sure what to write, okay? Well, I can actually go in and I can write my outreach right here. Look at that. One click of the button, it writes me the email. It goes in. I didn't put my name in here, so it's not going to populate, but if you put your name there, it'll put your name in there. From here, it can go in and see if it can find their email. So this guy is Cave Creek Pool Service at Gmail. Do you guys think that with this outreach, has only 15 Google reviews, leaving real customers on the table, a little bit about who you are, and asking if it's worth a quick look? I know you guys can't read this super clear because I can't zoom in. Mark just said effing amazing. How does it get the email from the owner, Eileen? A couple different ways. It will actually do a search of their website and pull it in. It's not going to get you for each and every one from here. And I'm going to show you an example of if it doesn't get the email, the next step here in a little bit when I go to the pipeline, because I did save a couple in the pipeline earlier for you guys from there. So now I can go in and I can do, hey, is this worth a quick 10-minute look? So you want to prospect, right? Pool services. Okay, so I did my search on Google. I found somebody. I went to my outreach. I didn't go to my pipeline yet. Okay, from here. And I'm just going to copy it to Gmail. The tool will instantly open up your Gmail from your primary Gmail that you're sending from, right? So I can send it from my company account. I can send it from wherever I want with my subject line and with my body right there. Okay. It's, yeah, I don't think it's going to let me. Yeah. See, look, if I zoom in, it doesn't let me zoom in for you guys. Okay. So the tool is going to write the email and it's populated for me, right? My Gmail, and I can send. So actually, I'm just going to send it. Why not? Right? Boom. There you go. I just sent the message to this business. I can close the tab and move on to the next one. So maybe I want to go to the next one here. right? So yeah, Jeff, right? So let's write the outreach again. Okay, let's see if we can find their email. No email. Do they have a contact form? Nope, they don't have a contact form. So in this case, I can go in and I can try to find it, or I can just move on to the next one, right? So I can just go through, click, and it does all that work for me. I use Gmail, Owen. That's what it's already built in the Chrome browser, so we're allowed to do it from there. We don't use Office 365 right now. Okay, now you can do that, Owen. It's a great setup where you can go in to your pipeline and you can export all of those leads, but obviously you're going to have to personalize that. But that's why we use Gmail. It just opens up because of our computer and we set it from there. Now, I did actually pull in this locksmith here. You've got the locksmith here with no website, right? So if I was in the UK, he doesn't have a website. Would it be worth my time to pull open a map and then maybe even call him and be like, hey, I noticed that you guys are set up. Owen says, yep, faster and easier is better from here. Can I call him and have the conversation? Yes, absolutely. Okay. I got Steve's Ultimate Heating and Air Conditioning from here. Okay. Or I actually found a San Diego CPA because I was looking for CPA. I pulled up this website. It's a great example for you guys as well. Now, I've got my outreach. Okay. So let's find outreach for my pipeline. So let's look at San Diego CPA. Okay, they have 0 reviews. Okay, so I'm going to write my outreach from here. I've got my DM. Let's see if I can find his email, which I don't think this guy has an email from my examples from here. Right, doesn't have an email. Oh, he does have an email, so I can send it out from there. But we also can go out there and pre-fill the contact form for a couple of those businesses as well. It will actually pre-populate and submit the contact form as well. You can see now this guy's info at San Diego CPA. I copy the email. There you go. Google reviews. I can set that up. It's going to come from Jeff at reviewly.ai. I'm just going to send it to him as well. Okay. If I call from another country, yeah, you can use, I would actually just stick within your own country, Dan. I'm just showing examples for our folks in the UK and outside the US and things like that. But now it's time to have a conversation with the business owner. They want to schedule a meeting. I want to talk to them, right? So maybe I've done, I contacted this guy, and I don't think I did Steve's Heating and Air. Let's go through and let's see Steve's Ultimate Heating and Air. Let's write my outreach from here. See if I can find the email. And I can't find the email. Let's see if I can find a contact form. Nope, I also have his email. So now I have his email and I have a contact form. So let's open up the contact form. Okay. Oh, I have to set my infos and my settings first from there. So let's go through. I actually forgot I just updated the plugin. So let's go in, and I'm actually going to go in. I'm going to show you guys what this looks like. Manage my extensions, details. This is all in the training. So Sebastian, you were right because I forgot I deleted this just before. Right. I set this up. Okay. Save my settings. So let's go back to my pipeline. Let's go back to my outreach from here. Who are we talking to? Let's go from the pipeline. We were talking to Steve's Ultimate Heating and Air. Find his contact form from here. Found the contact form. It'll go in there and it will start populating from there. Now he's got a slightly different form. So we're going to go have to paste this in here from there. So we just copy the email, put it in. But if they have a form where it's a little bit different, where it doesn't have the zip code in here, it will actually pre-populate that into the form. So this is the hardest work you're going to have to do, is go copy the email and paste it and send the request and submit from there. Okay. Pretty simple, pretty easy from there. I can go in, I can find all the folks that I did my pipeline with, and then I can do the outreach and set it up. Now, it's time for me to have a call with the business owner. Okay. So if I want to have a call with, let's say, San Diego CPA, let's just do a radar scan of the business. It will dive in. It will tell me that they do not have a review tool detected on their site. It gives me their website. They have 0 reviews. Their visibility is low. How are they doing across their competitors in that search? And it also gives you a light pitch from here. Nothing complicated, nothing difficult, but very powerful and very easy for you to go through and set this up. Is that pretty powerful? Will you guys have the opportunity to go out there, scout for a business, scan Google business profiles, decide who you want to do your outreach to, have your outreach accomplished for you, send an email or fill in their form from there. Ken says, absolutely. And Antoine, I'll get to that question here in a little bit for you as well. I'll mark you for follow-up about Leadsly and how the difference and the variations are. Now, one other thing that I want you guys to notice is if I'm looking at the CPA and I want to do the outreach here, he has an email, right? I can send an email, but I have other ways to reach out to this business as well. Okay. This is for non-English countries, it's only in English right now. Dance is very powerful for sure. Okay. What if I want to send a DM? Well, we found his Facebook page where if you want to just copy the DM, I can go in, I can call him if I want, or I can write him a message and I can send him a DM right there. Pretty quick, pretty simple. Okay. Copy and paste. What if I want to do Instagram? I can log in and I can send him a DM as well, right from my browser, or LinkedIn. Follow the business, send them a message. So not only can I send an email, I can contact form submit for the business. If I can find on their site, I can find their social profiles as well. What if you want to send them a text message? I can copy the number. I can open up. Well, I got a couple messages here, so I'm not going to open up my text message, but I can right there from my computer. I can send them a message with a DM, with an SMS, or if you want to call, there's your phone number to either leave them a voicemail or start the conversation as well. There's no attachments. It's just the initial message. All you want to do, Sandy, is get the initial conversation going. Is this powerful? There's no voice dropping. It's just so you have the message. You can use voice drop, Mark, but this is so you have their number and you can either pick up the phone and call, or if you have a system that's going to do the voice drop from there, you can do that as well. So we have manual scouting. You can identify good niches, hot niches, or the ones you want to maybe avoid. You can do the search right here on your Google Maps by scanning the page. You've got your outreach from your initial search that's live right now, or from the pipeline of the businesses that you've identified. The businesses that are in your pipeline, you can export them, right? Or you can decide as a mini CRM here, oh, this guy replied to me, right? I could have that conversation going from there. And then you have the radar, okay? So when it's time for me to have the conversation from here, you can set this up. So Brian asked a great question. Any AI follow-up from there? So this is to get the initial scout going. This is finding and identifying those businesses and getting your initial outreach. Once you do that, you find all your businesses that you've contacted, you export them to whatever your CRM is, and then you put them in the automated outreach from there. This is for day-to-day use while you're out and about on the browser. You got your Gmail open. Maybe you're looking for somewhere to go to dinner. I'm actually, getting a little older, so I had to do an annual checkup yesterday. So I was looking for doctor's offices. We're updating like our trust, a couple things. So I'm looking for CPAs. I'm looking for certain attorneys. While I'm doing my Google search, all I do is just do a page scout, and it pulls in those businesses right there while I'm on the page, and it will help me identify. Now, these are the ones we already ran from here. So let's pull up another one. Let's just pull up, somebody put in mobile notary. Let's just do Memphis. I don't know what, there you go, Memphis, Tennessee from here. So let's go ahead and scout the page. So let's see if we can find mobile notaries that are in Memphis and see, is this even a good niche for us to go after? Somebody put this in earlier. So let's go see if we can scout real quick and find a potential niche for us. This helps you identify quickly, and this works in your daily flow. In just a few minutes, I found, 4 potentials here that are probably doing a little bit, and I could just do a little bit scan of their business, identify the ones that I want to go after, and I can put them right in my outreach. Right in my outreach, I can either find their email, and it looks like they have an email that we could go ahead and send the email to. That one might not be a good one. It might bounce, but hey, reach out and start that scouting that business right there. Put them in my pipeline, figure out who I'm talking to, and then when it's time to have the conversation, before I actually have the conversation with the business, just rerun the scan, review the business and see what's happening for me set up. Okay. So Sandy says, I don't understand how you determine if it's a good niche. You might have missed earlier in the conversation. Actually, matter of fact, I'll go back to the slides for you, Sandy. Great question. Is we have red, yellow, green. Our tool will go out there, and if I start finding businesses in the yellow and red, that means, hey, slow down or stop and pay attention to this niche, then we're good. These are some opportunities that we can use and go out there and find those businesses and do our initial outreach from there. And then Sean, I'll use your follow-up for later as we go. Okay. So I'll answer that question as we get in. So that's it. It's really simple. It's built to work day to day. You're welcome, Sandy. It's built work day to day inside of your business. It's inside of your setup. Mark says he loves it from there, which is great. And it's something that's really powerful. Okay. If you're selling to local businesses, conversations are what I say create revenue. Okay. You need to start conversations. Lead Scout will go out there and help you scout. It'll always be on your browser. And if you've got 30 seconds, if you've got 5 minutes, if you're on a break, while you're checking your email, just give it a niche and a town, and it will start pulling in leads for you from there. So as agency owners, you have the ability to go out there and find leads that work for you. Now, if you're scouting businesses, maybe say 10 or 20 a day, that's probably a max for a lot of folks. What is one client worth to you? Okay. Don't think of it as software. Think about as a conversation starter. You're scouting the businesses that you potentially could have a conversation with where maybe they're an entry level client. Okay. Maybe you can, hey, help them generate reviews. You can put them into Reviewly or our complete review suite and offer them a $500 a month package. Your mid-tier or your growth clients, our growth plan is like $1,500. Well, I showed you a locksmith that has no website. You can offer him a website and how to get seen on AI with AI visibility using the first answer formula or Reviewly to help them generate reviews. Now you've got a client that could be a one-time $500, $2,500 client, and they're billing them a couple $100 a month from there. I mean, how many conversations do you think it would take to land just one client? Okay. Lead Scout was built to work in your daily workflow so you could create more conversations faster. Because I know for me that for me to stop what I'm doing, go log into one of my softwares, go do all of this, and then start having conversations can be difficult. Excuse me, can be difficult. Okay. So to have it where it's just sitting there right in front of me is truly powerful. And Mark, I'll get to your question here as well in just a little bit. I'll mark you for follow-up as well. Okay. Now you see a big thing on your screen says lifetime access. I'm going to offer this just to our group for this week only. We are going to release this for a monthly subscription inside a review suite within the next week or two. And I'm going to give you guys everything that I showed you and demoed today in one payment, no subscription. You'll get the Lead Scout and the Page Scout for the manual search, as well as the, hey, I'm on Google Maps and I want to search that page, the AI visibility and the business scan. You can put them in your pipeline. You can run the radar. You have multi-channel outreach with the message already written for you. And it's personalized to that business with a small diagnosis, right? Don't worry about it, Brian. From there, it'll do Gmail outreach. It'll fill in contact forms. And then you can do the export, and then any updates that we have with the tool, you'll get the latest versions as well. Okay. In addition to that, I think that each and every one of you should be using this. So I broke down my daily checklist that I've given to my team to use, and I'm going to give it to you as well on how to integrate Lead Scout seamlessly into your daily routine. Or more importantly, some of you have VAs. or you have cousins or nephews or somebody that's looking for something as a side hustle, you can train them to help maximize your prospecting efficiency and maintain daily consistency on your outreach. How to scout new leads, what they need to do to analyze and prioritize, how to favorite those key prospects, how to write the personalized outreach using AI, and then update the pipeline status for you. So you can go in and you can see what the pipeline is when they export that data and send it over to you from there. In addition to that, this tool is going to identify businesses that need your help. Okay. So I want to get you into this mid-tier to growth client range. How do you do that? You start offering valuable services that you've identified. So bonus number one that you're going to see with this lifetime access is my Google Business Profile and LSA training, local service ads. Learn how to actually fulfill the opportunities that Lead Scout surfaces. Okay. Complete training on Google Business Profiles. It's what we do. It's our exact checklist for GBP as well as local service ads. It'll show you our AI visibility strategies and what we do for review generation. That's going to be a bonus number one that you're going to get when you guys get access to this lifetime tool. Okay. In addition to that, I'm going to give you SiteSpark. Okay. It was one of the highest selling courses for me last year. So many of you may already have it, but I'm going to show you how to offer businesses without a website, an AI built website that you can offer for $1,500 to $2,500 as a one-time fee. And it's a perfect upsell if you're looking at their website to offer this to them as well. We're going to show you how to have our high converting business templates, how to deploy these websites fast and not waste hours and days of your time. Everything's already built into that training for you. Everything that you're going to receive today is a total value of just under $800. Okay. Lead Scout plus bonuses. Again, Lead Scout's going to have a annual fee of $399. Okay. That's what the annual fee is going to be. Plus it'll have a monthly subscription, which will be more than that. You'll get the Google Business Profile, LSA training, plus my SiteSpark training from there. For our members only for this week, you're going to get lifetime access for just $249 one time. I'm only going to give 100 members access to the lifetime access. And we have way more than that on this call right now. So here's what I'm going to do. If you want Lead Scout access, put Scout in the chat right now, and I will send you the link. I'm going to send it all one-on-one right now. As a matter of fact, well, we got a ton of you guys. All right, here's what I do. I'm going to send it to everybody because a lot of you guys set this up. Put Scout in the chat, and I'll make sure that you guys have access to that. I'm going to put it in the chat box as well. It is a one-time payment of $249 that you'll be able to purchase and go out there and start scouting businesses in the next 10 minutes. Because you'll watch the video. I have to update the plugin. There was a restriction that we put on this that I just pulled off just before this call. So right after this call, I'm going to update the file for you. But you can download it and start using it. And then later on today, you can download the uploaded version from there. Okay, so if you want Lead Scout, put Scout in the chat right now, and I will reserve. Brian, you're a Boy Scout. Great. I will reserve one of those 100 spots for you. Okay. And there's way too many people in here right now for me to go and put it to each and every one of you. So if you're in or you got the link, for some of you that already have the link, just put link. Let me know that you got the link in the chat and that your guys are going through. And then you'll go through that setup form from there. I want to make sure that that got to everybody. Okay, cool. So you guys did get the link. Great. Now, why lifetime access? Okay, you know that I don't normally do this from here. Okay, you guys get the link. So cool. Everybody's got it. Great. Okay. Why lifetime access? Because this is my founder's launch. Okay. I want to reward early adopters in our community. I don't want you guys to have another subscription product. So if you get in during the launch window, founding members will lock in the best price for this forever. Okay. When it goes public, once we get it released onto the Chrome store, the public lifetime pricing will not be there. It will be annual or it will be monthly, and it will be significantly more than what you guys are getting this for. Okay. You'll get all the new future updates as it's included, new features as they ship. You get the founding members status for life with this. And then Herb wants this as well. So I'm going to send this to you. And then somebody says, I need to see the demo again because they missed it. Okay. And then, yep. I'll talk about that here in a second, Donna from Well. So I got a couple questions. I got people that said just ordered. Vinay, I've not seen any limiting on my account from there. And then Martin, I'll talk about the AI visibility here in a second for you as well. And then Telly, I'll show you the demo again here in a second because I'm going to go through this here in just a minute. Okay. We'll go back through in the QA. So here's what I want you guys to do. Imagine 30 days from now. You're having more conversations. You're getting better clients. You're identifying the right niches in the right towns. And you're doing less volume prospecting and you're doing better quality prospecting. And the agencies that win aren't always the best, guys. Okay. They're the ones that are more consistent. I'm going to help remove the friction between finding the right businesses to do your outreach with and then starting a great conversation. Okay. You're going to find them faster. But I think the more important thing for each and every one of you is the zip file is the old one. It will limit you guys to about 10 to 12 searches right now, or 20 searches. But in about 30 minutes or after this call is over, within 5 minutes after this call, I'll upload the new one into the Google Drive. But you guys can download this version. But when you hit your limit, just download the new one and you're good to go. Okay. There's a 10-minute video walking you through everything. Okay. Anna, and I'll talk about that here as well. Okay. Find the businesses faster. Know what to say. Okay. This is Lead Scout. Lifetime access. Everything I showed you guys included. You get both bonuses and you're going to get immediate access. It's $249, one payment, no subscription. You own it forever. Now, before I get to the questions and things that we have, I have one question for you. Okay. Venkat, what's up? You're in. Sandy says, great, I'm in. So Michelle says, I only need one license right now. Can I purchase it later? No, unfortunately, just for the sheer fact that that price is going to go up significantly. And what is Michelle talking about? So you guys should be able to see my whole screen. When you go to the checkout page, a couple of people have asked me on this. Okay. This is a single install. So it goes onto one browser for you. The multi-pack, 5 additional users. So if you have like this computer I'm on right now, I have a laptop. That would be a second license. So I'm going to give you up to 5 more licenses if you take the upgrade. It's a one-time upgrade, lifetime access for up to 5 additional licenses. So you have 6 devices. It can be my main computer here. It could be my wife's laptop, my laptop. I can give it to my team from here. And the reason why I didn't just do 2 or 3 is I wanted this to have some real value for you. So now you have a half a dozen licenses that you can use for yourself. Okay. Brian, I'm not sure what you mean by phone, but we can talk about that here in just a minute. Okay. Now, since I'm on the page and a couple people are asking me like, hey, what's the AI visibility? What does it mean? Okay. So if we can pull up their hours, it also shows their hours for the business as well. We've got a mobile notary right here. That this is an example, right? I ran the scout for them and I did the AI scan. It's going to tell me that they have kind of like middling AI visibility. Scores about 4800. I'm not telling the business your score's 48, right? I would maybe run one of my other tools I have the call here. What it's going to tell me is, hey, they're inconsistent. They may show up for some searches, but they're probably going to get outranked often. A steady flow of new reviews can help that. I'm helping you sell to these business owners. I'm helping you understand what the angle is going to be for this business. Okay. So I'll get to the full search here. Let's go in. Let's go ahead and let's put this guy in the pipeline from here. So now I want to do my radar of the individual in the pipeline from here. So actually I need to go in, go search, go back, and I can find any of these businesses. ISS Mobile Notary. I'm going to radar scan this business from here. They have no review tool detected. Okay, somebody's asking about the radar. Here's their website. Google reviews, they have 4. They have a 5-star rating, but they're definitely below. So that means that they have low AI visibility. They're in the middle of the pack here. Local average reviews for all the competitors during that search, they have a significant gap. They have only 4 reviews. The average is 68 in their market. Competitor reviews, 345 for their competitors. There are folks that have 300 plus reviews that are significantly below that. And here's their local average rating. Here's what they're missing. Here's your pitch to them. And you can use this pitch in their outreach, or you can copy this report for yourself from there. Everything works inside of the tool. Look, this is not Gene's like, hey, what's this better than SERPing and our full GEO? This is just to start the conversation. This is not to fully diagnose them. For those of you that have First Answer Formula, that have any of our AI scan tools and things like that, I'm going to reach out to this business. Before I have a call, I have an idea. I'm going to put that business into my deeper search before I have the idea of what I'm going to pitch them from there. Okay. Sandy, if you want to add the extra licenses, just email support@reviewsuite.com and they'll send you the link to upgrade that from there. So you can go through, yeah, you guys, you can buy them during this period. Okay. So a couple of people purchased and they're regretting that they didn't get the extra licenses. So you can go ahead and do that as well. Okay. Very clean, very simple. Now, for some of the folks that were on here, how's the tool work? Okay. So you can go out. I'm going to give you a quick review of this. You can do a manual scout. You can type in any niche in any town, anywhere in the world. So almost in the US, but anywhere in the world, and it will pull you back results. Okay. So we did locksmith earlier for UK. If I'm on Google Business Profile, I can actually run a live search on this page and scout those businesses. Okay. You can instantly do outreach. You can star them, add them into your pipeline. And then we have an outreach module that from the folks that you're in your current search, you can do your outreach with, put them in your pipeline. There's a little mini CRM that you can use on a day-to-day. Export the leads that you've done your outreach to, start those conversations. And then obviously we've got the radar as well from there. Very powerful tool that allows you to just build this into your day-to-day. Like, what if prospecting happened while I was already browsing? That is a question that I asked myself, and that's why we built this tool. Okay, it is on my browser. And then Antoine, we don't dig in too far into that. Okay, Alex says I got Lead Scout plus a 5 licenses, great deal. From there, I don't want you guys opening 20 tabs. I want the workflow handling everything. Okay, this question was the obsession that we built this tool on. This is not just some vibe coded tool that we just threw together and slapped up and threw it to you guys. This is what Sebastian, who's actually on this call, he's a developer. He's my AI guy. So he's built this specifically for our own needs and for me and what we set up. Now, Carrie says high level integration. There's no direct integration that we have. You're just going to export those leads. This is meant so that when you're browsing, you go through, you do your outreach. When you're done with your 10, 5 minutes, 30 minutes of outreach, you mark it in your pipeline, you export them, and then you just import those leads in your high level from there if you want to do it that way. Okay. That's how you're going to do this when you set this up from there. Okay. So we're going to scout. We've got this page that we've done. This is, I think, the mobile notaries. Yep. From here. So this is actually the search result that we've got. Now, I've got a couple of questions that have come in. Tags for follow-up. Dan says, what's the difference between Lead Scout, Leadsly, social searches, etc.? Dan, this is meant to always be on, sitting on your browser. Okay, so you can close it, you can leave it open, right? I would recommend just leave this tray open all the time. It will remind you that you need to be prospecting. It will help you do this by just clicking a button and scanning the current page that you're on. Or, man, let me just pick a new town. Let's pick Louisville, Kentucky, and look for a business there. You can identify what are the hotter niches, the ones that you want to go after, the opportunities, or if I'm just doing my page scout, I can search it right there. Okay. Leadsly is a database. It is a list of businesses. It is a list of intent businesses. It's got so much more to it. This was meant to be on your desktop and always on from there. That is the difference. You can take Leadsly, let that run every day. This is while you're just built into your day-to-day habit pattern for you to go out there and find these type of businesses and identify the ones that you want to go after, scan the page, and then go from there. Okay, it does not replace Leadsly. It's a force multiplier for me in my day-to-day searches. And what I found was I'm actually out there talking to business owners. Okay, I'm out there literally now scouting these businesses. You guys saw, I actually reached out to 2 businesses with the Gmail integration. It will find their social, help you send a DM. It will help find the ones that you have a contact form on. Not every business has a contact form, but if you're not going to send them email, submit in the contact form as well. Okay. And this is a very simple AI tool, Sean. It's not meant to diagnose or go deep. It's to help you find the businesses you would like to start a conversation with. That's what this does from there. Okay. I'm going to come back on camera here, and then I'm going to look at some of the other questions that have come in. I show the AI visibility. There's legends in there to show you guys what it does and how it shows the overall visibility from there. And then Donna says, do I have other similar lead software? Yes and no. Nothing does this. This is meant to be a force multiplier so that when I am on my browser, the tray is on my right-hand side, and it is just there to remind me to prospect. And if all I have to do is click a button and I identify a hot prospect, I put them in my pipeline, I do my quick AI outreach draft, and I send the email or I send the DM, or I can put them in my pipeline any way that I want from there. Okay, that's it. Anna, we talked about the single versus the multi-license. I think I cleared that up for you as well. And then there's no direct integrations. You guys want to do the CSV. We could talk about that, once we see some folks are using it and going in, but that's not what I built it for. I built it so I can do click, 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 have 5 or 10 minutes of free time, or I'm sitting watching Netflix, or my wife and son have gone to bed because they got to get up early. I could actually go through, mark those businesses, send the messaging, export that pipeline, and then send it to my team and be like, hey, these are the 20 businesses that I reached out to last night. Call them. That's it. It's very simple. It's very powerful for us to be able to go do that. Okay. So let me go ahead and get to all my unanswered questions. Let me untag this from here and see if we have anything else that came in. Okay. Thanks for the thorough answer. You're welcome, Dan. And then, okay, I'm on mobile. Where do I find the download link to download to my desktop later? I'll send this to you. Just email support@reviewsuite.com, Lloyd. And actually, you should get an email welcoming you, and then it'll unlock the school trainings for you guys as well. There is a page from there. Do I connect to the conversation engine? Actually, Biana, that's what I just talked about. Hopefully I'm saying your name right. I always screw it up. Biana, so what I do is I export those leads after I'm done, and I send them into the conversation engine from there. Okay. Does Lead Scout just look in the town specific radius? It's pulling up basically a Google Maps search, and it's pulling it from there. Okay, so you set that up, and we dive in. We just find those businesses. So it's meant to just give you guys a handful at a time, not give you 1,000 businesses to go through. Right? This is meant to be just in your day-to-day operations to be able to pull those from there. Okay. Yes, my name is Jeff Schwartz in there. Yep. So you're good, Sandy. That's me. Yeah, I'm safe. I'm not a scammer of me. And that's actually my auto DM welcoming you to the group. So congratulations and welcome to school from there. And Biana, you're good to go. How's the response rate been so far? Well, with these businesses, these tend to be a little bit better. The reason why they tend to be a little bit better than just cold outreach is because I'm giving them a personalized message, and I'm reaching out to them not only on their email, but if I can find their socials, I'm connecting with them on LinkedIn. That's the one I like to use from there. And then how easy is it to install a license on our VA's laptop when that person no longer works for you? Michelle, if you get to that point, let us know, and we'll show you how to take care of it. Don't worry about it. I'm pretty simple when it comes to those things, so I'll help you guys at that point. From there, we'll probably just kick you out a new license. And then Anthony says I'm in, which is great. So Anthony, welcome as well. Herb, welcome as well. There's so many of you guys that have joined. I don't know how many spots we actually have sold, but I'm sure that we're only going to have 100 available. We probably sold a quarter to half of them while we're here live with you. Okay. Yeah, Herb says, yeah, I'm in. Yeah, Herb, I saw your payment just go through. I have my payment screen on the way. Adrian says, got it. Great. From there, And then how do we have the conversation with the local businesses? John, be a human. I've reached out to them via email. I've reached out to via DM. They respond back to me. Now you're having a conversation. So, hey, would it be smarter if I came by your office? Or would it be easier for you if we just hopped on a Zoom call? Or are you available tomorrow at 2 p.m. for me to give you a call? I teach all of that in my additional courses and things like that. But really, end of the day, be a human. Find out what was interesting to them, why they responded back to you. You know, because the message is there. All right, so they want to talk about reviews. Cool. Hey, we've got a review package that'll help you compete in your local market and will also expand the overall reach of your AI visibility. I've got a package that I can walk you through to show you how to do that. That's it. Now we're talking sales. John, you're an agency owner. So just start the conversation. I never pressure. I consult. I don't convince. So if the business owners respond to me, they're interested. Okay. They're usually hot to trot at that point. And then we just move them down the pipeline. We have to figure out what the problem that we're solving is, any objections they may have, get them to trust us, and then to take the opportunity from there. Okay. So all that's in all those additional trainings that are in our courses inside of school that you get access to when you purchase this from us from there. All right. Any other questions that you guys have in putting QQ in the chat right now? But I've walked through the tool, what it does, and the power that it has. Here's my recommendation to you while I wait for any final questions. Okay. Install the plugin. I'm going to give you guys the latest version in like 15 minutes from now. Once this call is over, I just have to upload it into the Google Drive, and then I have to rename it so you can re-download it. The version that you have, if you're downloading it right now while we're live on the call, this will only affect you guys, has about a 10 or 20 search limit. It was our trial version that we were running. I just had to update and unlock that for you guys. I actually ran into the issue 20 minutes prior to the call because I was putting in the latest version, and we had to just unlock that. So I have to upload the zip file for you guys from there. All right, a couple questions have come in. Does Lead Scout look in just a specific town or within a radius? So Alex, it's only going to pull that Google Places search, and then you're going to pull from that town in that search. And then I would go in and use the other towns from there. This is meant to just be casually searching, because I know, as a lot of you admitted very early on this call, you're not prospecting at the volume that you should be, if you're even doing it at all. This will help get you started in that habit pattern. Okay. Your goal is to have 10 to 20 outreaches with this tool every day. That's it. Start the habit pattern. When you start having the conversations, now you've got the responses, you're having the conversation with those business owners. Now it's about taking the next step from there. You don't decide you're going to run the New York City Marathon and then start the next day, right? When it's tomorrow. You start training for it. You start maybe by jogging around the block, get the first mile and get the first 5 miles in, and build up that muscle memory and build in the endurance. That's what this is too. Start small. Have 10 to 20 conversations going out each day. You're going to get responses from there. How do we add our email templates to this? Vinay, we write the email for you. It's in the AI outreach. It tells, based on the business, it writes a personal email for you. If you want to use your own email templates, put them all into your prospect list, export them, and put them in your cold outreach from there. This is meant to be a one-stop shop for newer agencies. I'm not even a new agency, and I'm using it so that I continue to build my habit pattern where I am still working in my agency and prospecting. As you guys know, I don't have a lot of free time. So this was built so that I can just go click and go through and enter it in from there. Okay. Key follow-up instructions. Open cannot load, unpack cannot find. What am I doing wrong? Yeah, so Key, watch the training video. I know you're on live with me. The training video walks you through how to find it and basically upload it from there and install it. If you have any questions, the support email address is on the page, and our team will get to you, pretty quick. I know some of them might be gone for the day because they're over in Europe right now on vacation, but it's pretty simple. All you're going to do is find where you downloaded the zip file, unpack it, and then load the unpack. And the training will walk you through that as well. Okay. I'd like to mention that I really appreciate my fair. Sandy, great. She appreciates my fair prices for founders. Thank you. I want to reward you guys for being part of what we do. So I appreciate that comment. And I don't BS you guys. When this goes live, it will go to a different price from there. Antoine said, awesome tool as usual. So this actually, Sebastian, I know you're on. Antoine says, awesome tool as usual. So many crap tools developed by marketers out there. Yes, Antoine. That's why when I do stuff, I want to make sure that you guys understand why I built it. I don't just create crap, as you say, and throw it out in the marketplace to just sell and make money. This is something that is on my tray. Matter of fact, I gave it to my director of sales and said, hey, with the internal tool that you have, can we pull anything and merge it from there? He says, my software is always well built. Sebastian, actually, to be honest, worked all weekend on this to get it to where I could professionally sell it to you guys, not just use it on my browser. And then Sandy says, agree, Antoine, here. Thank you. And then Founder's Price is much appreciated. Frederick says, well done, Jeff. Thank you as well. And everybody say, now I got thanks, Sebastian. So Sebastian, I'm sure you're smiling on the other side of this. Thank you for that. And then Steve says, are the AI scores for the business the same I would have found if I did a complete AI audit in the first answer formula? No, Steve. Those go deeper and give you a complete audit. This is to identify businesses. And again, we're not telling them what their AI score is. This is for you. Our AI has gone through and scored that business to tell you that this is somebody that you potentially want to reach out to. You want to do the deep dive with the first answer formula or any other tools that you guys have for AI visibility when you start having the conversation. This tool was built so that you just have something to remind you to prospect every day. Because if it's on your browser and it's just sitting there, it's like, hey, have you done your research today? Hey, have you reached out to 10 businesses today? From there. Michelle said you had me at lifetime deal. You can download this one right now, Michelle, and then you can re-download the new one here. It's not going to affect your license key, don't worry. High fives to you, Sebastian, from the team, is what Martin's saying from there. Steve says, got it, thanks, great. Venkat says, want to go to second page of Google. Yeah, so if you go to the second page and scout again, yes, but do your first page scout, then go to the second Venkat. It was meant just for the folks to grab the first top 10, get you guys going from there. But if you want to do the deeper search, you get it from there. And then should we wait to install, Sandy? Yeah, just wait 5-10 minutes from there and we'll do it. Matter of fact, I don't want to do it while we're live on the webinar. But maybe what I'll do is I'll end the call here. With any other questions, I'll do the final wrap up and then you guys stay live and I'll tell you when it's uploaded. How's that? We'll do it live on the call. Okay. Lucia says he's going to get it after work. Okay, great. For there. And then Sandy says, fine, no hurry. Yeah. Here's what we're going to do. Everybody stay on. I'm going to tell you when the latest one's good to go. Okay. So let me go ahead and share my screen one more time from here. Okay. $249. Lifetime deal. There are only 100 licenses available. I would assume that about half of them are already gone. Okay. Just by looking at my numbers, I can tell you that they're probably about half gone right now. And that's not BSing you. Okay. $249 lifetime access. There will only be 100 licenses available. Okay. If you guys are on live, stay. Nope. Don't switch over my new camera. Just trying to switch to my phone. One-time payment. $249, you get access to the tool, put it up on your desktop, always on, always prospecting. It's just a simple tool that's a reminder, but it has some very powerful little features involved. I'm not going to build this out into some massive CRM or anything like that. This is what it is. This is what it does. By the number of folks that have purchased it, I know it's exactly at the right spot. Okay. Now, there may be some small tweaks and updates later. Once we get users, absolutely. But we're not going to be adding in tons of integrations, all the stuff. I don't want to do that. I want to set this up so that you're just reminded to prospect every single day. Venkat, micro SaaS is the new trend. Yes, absolutely. But this is a tool that is, Venkat, you know me personally. You know that we set this up and this is the reason why we did it from there. Okay. And Sandy says, thank God, keep it simple. Yeah. Anything that gets complicated, if I start integrating this high level and doing all those other things, I start losing people because it's complicated, it's difficult, there's multiple steps. If this is just sitting on your browser every day, it's going to work because you're going to see it. It's going to remind you to prospect. It's going to remind you to outreach. It's going to remind you to put leads in your profile from there. All right. So I'm going to wrap up the live call and I'll stop the recording. Okay. Lifetime access, $249. I highly recommend that you guys take the upgrade for the additional licenses, that's going to probably either go away or the price is going to go up once we make this public and we get it out on the Chrome store and we put it on our Review Suite site at reviewsuite.com and we get set up from there. John just says I'm in. Welcome, John. All right. With that being said, the live recorded portion of the call is about to end. If you have a question, support@reviewsuite.com. We'll answer it for you and we'll get you guys in. And then Baron, can this be used for other businesses? Yeah, you can use it for whatever businesses you want to search. We're identifying business leads and however you want to adjust it from there. I showed you what it did on the call. Personalize it for your own use from there. Okay. With that being said, don't miss out on this. There's only 100 licenses available. We've probably sold half of them already. And then I'll put the support email address in here for you guys. support@reviewsuite.com. And you guys all have the buy link because I could see it went in. All right, so there's still a lot of you left on here. We'll stop the recording and I'll help you guys get the latest version of it right now. If you're watching this, grab it. There's only so many licenses, $249 lifetime deal. I only run 1 or 2 lifetime deals a year. And I haven't even done it in the last several years, but I've done like 1 or 2 last year. And I think this will help a lot of our agencies get started from there. And then Anthony, are you accepting suggestions? We are accepting, but we might decline respectfully depending on what it is, but we are open to having conversations. If you just go support@reviewsuite.com, we may respectfully decline that won't go in there because this was meant to do one thing only. Scout. What does scouts do? You send a single person out in a military situation to go assess the landscape and bring it back. And then you go somewhere else and you assess and you bring it back. That's what Lead Scout was built for. Grab a lifetime license. Don't miss out on it. It's $249 one time. Only 100 available. About half, plus or minus, probably 5 is gone already. And once we sell out those licenses, they're gone. Okay. We're going to close it down, open to the public, and we'll get it going from there. All right. That being said,